There is something powerful about the first few moments of your day. The world hasn't yet taken its grip on your mind. The distractions haven't settled in. It's in these sacred moments that you have a choice. Either you step into the day guided by the chaos of the world, or you align yourself with a greater presence and infinite intelligence that's already designed a path for you. When you give God the beginning of your day, you activate a higher frequency, a deeper level of awareness. You move from stress to serenity, from uncertainty to divine clarity. This isn't just about prayer or routine. It's about setting a foundation that transforms the way you think, feel, and act. This is where your transformation begins. The moment you awaken, before the noise, before the demands, this is when you decide whether you will operate from fear or from faith, whether you will live by design or by default. Now, let's step into this reality. Let's awaken the power within by aligning with the divine presence that is always there waiting for you to listen. The moment your eyes open in the morning, your mind enters a state where it is highly impressionable. It is in these first few moments that your brain shifts from deep subconscious activity to conscious awareness, setting the foundation for the rest of your day. Most people wake up and immediately grab their phone, check messages, or scroll through social media, unknowingly allowing external influences to dictate their emotional and mental state before they have even taken a full breath. But there is a different way, a way that brings clarity, intention, and divine alignment. The moment you wake up is an opportunity, a sacred moment where you can connect with God before the world rushes in. Your brain operates in different frequencies, and the early moments of waking are when you are still in a slower, more receptive state. This is why the first thoughts you allow into your mind are so powerful. If your first thought is stress, your body begins producing chemicals that align with that stress. If your first thought is worry, your nervous system adjusts to that reality and you begin to shape your day around it. But when you intentionally place your focus on God, when you align your consciousness with divine wisdom, you are setting yourself up for a day guided by clarity rather than chaos. The mind is like a garden, and whatever seeds are planted in the morning will take root and shape the experiences you attract throughout the day. When you wake up and immediately turn your attention to God, you are planting seeds of peace, gratitude, and wisdom. You are reminding yourself that before anything else, you are connected to something greater than the physical world, something eternal and limitless. Instead of allowing the outside world to dictate your internal state, you choose to start your day by grounding yourself in divine truth. This simple act rewires the brain, shifting it from a reactive state to a state of deliberate creation. The energy you carry throughout the day is a reflection of the energy you begin with. If your first moments are filled with distractions, stress, or mindless consumption of information, you will carry that frequency into every interaction, every decision, and every challenge. But if your first moments are filled with prayer, meditation, or simply a silent acknowledgement of God's presence, your entire energy field shifts. You move differently, you think differently, your heart beats in rhythm with faith instead of fear. This practice isn't about ritual, it's about transformation. When you give God the start of your day, you align your conscious and subconscious mind with divine intelligence, allowing wisdom, peace, and direction to flow through you. You shift your emotional state, elevating your awareness beyond the immediate concerns of the world. Your thoughts become more intentional, your emotions more balanced, and your actions more aligned with your higher purpose. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to create from a place of divine alignment. Gratitude is a frequency, a vibrational state that opens the mind and heart to receive. When you begin your day in gratitude for God's presence, you are shifting from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance. Most people wake up and immediately think about what they don't have, what they need to fix, or what they are worried about. Without realizing it, they are training their brain to focus on problems, reinforcing patterns of stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. But when you wake up and the first thought you cultivate is gratitude for the mere fact that you are alive, for the breath in your lungs, for the presence of something greater than yourself, you are activating a different neurological and emotional response. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is an energy that rewires the mind. When you focus on what you appreciate, the brain releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that elevate your emotional state and create a sense of well-being. This is why gratitude is so powerful. It doesn't just change how you think, it changes how you feel, how you respond, and how you create. By acknowledging God's presence in the morning, with gratitude, you are setting the frequency for everything that follows. You're telling your mind and body that there is already something to be thankful for, even before anything happens. This shifts your perspective, allowing you to move through the day with a sense of expectation rather than resistance. The subconscious mind is most impressionable in the early moments of waking. This is why what you focus on first thing in the morning, if your first thought is gratitude, you begin to reprogram your subconscious to look for more things to be grateful for. Your awareness expands, and instead of seeing obstacles, you start to see opportunities. Instead of dwelling on what is missing, you start noticing what is already present. Gratitude aligns you with the divine flow of life, where solutions come more effortlessly, where synchronicities unfold naturally, and where your energy attracts more of what you are already grateful for. Most people wait for external circumstances to give them a reason to be grateful, but true transformation happens when gratitude comes first. When you wake up and immediately acknowledge God's presence with appreciation, you are training your mind to operate from faith rather than fear. You are sending a signal to your nervous system that you are supported, guided, and provided for. This state of being creates resilience, allowing you to navigate challenges with a sense of peace rather than resistance. It is not about denying the difficulties of life, but about shifting your awareness to a higher perspective where those difficulties no longer control your emotional state. Gratitude is the language of abundance. The more you practice it, the more your brain becomes wired to experience life through a lens of possibility rather than limitation. When you give God thanks before the day begins, you are setting an intention to move in alignment with divine order, to see beyond temporary struggles, and to remain anchored in a state of trust. Surrender is not weakness, it is the highest form of trust. When you wake up in the morning and release control, placing your day into God's hands, you are not giving up your power, you are aligning with a greater intelligence that knows exactly what you need. Most people wake up carrying the weight of yesterday, the worries of tomorrow, and the pressure to figure everything out on their own. Their minds immediately race through to-do lists, problems to solve, and situations they cannot control. This creates stress before the day has even begun, activating patterns of fear, doubt, and resistance. But when you surrender in those first moments, when you take a breath and acknowledge that you don't have to carry everything alone, you shift into a state of strength. The human mind is conditioned to seek control, to find certainty, to predict and prepare for every possible outcome. But the truth is, real strength does not come from controlling every aspect of life. It comes from trusting that there is a divine order unfolding beyond what the mind can perceive. When you wake up and surrender, you are not giving away your responsibility. You are stepping into the flow of divine wisdom. You are shifting from force to faith, from resistance to receptivity. This shift changes your entire physiology. Your nervous system moves from a state of stress into a state of balance. Your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and your mind clears, creating space for solutions and insights that would never emerge in a state of tension. Surrendering your day to God does not mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you move with confidence, knowing that you are being guided. It means you release the need to control every detail and instead trust that you will know what to do when the moment arises. This mental shift allows you to act with clarity rather than desperation, to make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than fear. Most people believe they must push, strive, and struggle to make things happen, but when you surrender, you step into a state where things begin to align effortlessly. Doors open, opportunities arise, and the right people enter your life, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. Letting go in the morning is an act of courage. It is a declaration that you are not alone, that you do not have to carry burdens that were never meant to be yours. The ego wants to cling to control, but the soul understands that true power comes from connection, from trusting in something greater than the limitations of the mind. When you start your day with surrender, you move through life with a different energy. You respond instead of react. You remain centered in the face of challenges. You trust that whatever happens is leading you toward growth, wisdom, and transformation. This is where real strength is born, not in trying to force life to bend to your will, but in aligning your will with divine purpose. The mind is a powerful tool, but without direction, it becomes chaotic, reactive, and easily influenced by the outside world. Most people wake up and immediately let their thoughts be pulled in 100 different directions. Worries about the past, fears about the future, distractions from notifications and messages before they have even taken a deep breath. The mind, if left unchecked, will gravitate toward familiar patterns, often rooted in stress, doubt, and limitation. But when you begin your day by centering your thoughts on God, you reclaim control over the direction of your mind. You choose focus over fragmentation, clarity over confusion, peace over panic. The brain operates in different states of awareness, and the first moments of the morning are when your mind is most impressionable. It is during this time that you have the ability to program your subconscious, to set the tone for your entire day. If your first thoughts are rushed, anxious, or filled with external noise, your brain will continue to operate in that scattered state. But when you deliberately center your thoughts on God, you shift into a state of coherence. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You are rooted in divine intelligence. Focusing your mind on God is not about reciting empty words or going through a mechanical ritual. It is about bringing your full awareness to the presence of something greater than yourself. It is about quieting the distractions, silencing the noise, and tuning into the stillness where divine wisdom speaks. When you begin your day in this way, you create a space within your mind where peace can exist, where inspiration can flow, where solutions can emerge before problems even arise. Instead of reacting to life, you start moving with intention, guided by clarity rather than consumed by chaos. This practice rewires the brain. The more you train your mind to focus on God in the morning, the more your neural pathways shift toward a state of trust rather than fear, calm rather than stress. Over time, this transforms your default state of being. You no longer wake up feeling overwhelmed because your mind has been conditioned to find stillness before movement, presence before action. Every thought carries energy, and when your first thoughts are aligned with divine presence, you carry that energy into everything you do. When your mind is centered on God, external distractions lose their power over you. You are no longer easily thrown off course by unexpected challenges or trivial frustrations. You move through the day with an inner stability that cannot be shaken. Your decisions become clearer, your reactions more measured, your energy more grounded. This is not about avoiding the difficulties of life, but about ensuring that your mind is in the right state before facing them. You do not need to wait for peace to find you. You create it by choosing where your thoughts will dwell. And when that choice is made in the morning, everything that follows is shaped by it. The way you begin anything determines its trajectory. The energy, intention, and focus you bring to the start of your day ripple into every moment that follows. Most people wake up and immediately dive into their routine without awareness, moving through the motions, reacting to whatever comes their way. But when you give the first moments of your day to God, you are setting a foundation that is unshakable. You are declaring that before the demands of the world pull at your attention, before distractions invade your mind, before responsibilities weigh on your shoulders. You choose to align with divine presence. The state you begin your day in is the state you carry forward. If you start rushed, anxious, or distracted, that energy follows you. It colors your interactions, affects your decision-making, and influences the way you respond to challenges. But when you take those first moments to be still, to acknowledge God's presence, to invite wisdom and clarity into your mind, you are no longer moving through life on autopilot. You are operating from a place of intentionality, where your actions are guided rather than reactive. Giving God the start of your day is about more than just a routine. It is about conditioning your entire being to operate from faith rather than fear, from alignment rather than struggle. The mind, if left untrained, will default to its old patterns, worrying about the future, reliving the past, anticipating problems before they even arise. But when you take those first moments to surrender, to express gratitude, to center your focus on divine guidance, you are overriding those patterns. You are choosing a different frequency, one that brings clarity instead of confusion, peace instead of pressure, faith instead of frustration. Every moment carries momentum. When you start your day in alignment with God, you create a momentum that carries you through everything that follows. Your thoughts are clearer, your emotions more balanced, your actions more purposeful. Challenges may still come, but they do not shake you in the same way because you have already established a foundation of trust. You are no longer reacting to life from a place of fear, but responding from a place of wisdom. You are no longer pulled in 100 directions, but moving with clarity, knowing that your steps are ordered. This practice is not about waiting for life to slow down before you find peace. It is about cultivating peace before life begins pulling at you. It is about creating a space in your day where nothing else takes precedence over divine connection. The world will always have its demands, but you are not meant to be controlled by them. When you make the decision to give the first moments of your day to God, you're not losing time, you are reclaiming it. You're stepping into your day with the awareness that you are not alone, that you are guided, that you are supported, and that everything ahead is unfolding exactly as it should. When you choose to give God the start of your day, you are not simply forming a habit. You are shaping the direction of your life. You are training your mind to operate from faith rather than fear, from stillness rather than chaos. You are setting the foundation upon which every thought, every decision, and every action will be built. The world moves fast, distractions are constant, and challenges will arise. But when you begin with divine alignment, nothing has the power to shake you. You are no longer reacting to life, but moving through it with purpose, clarity, and unwavering trust. Each morning is an opportunity to reset, to choose intention over impulse, to surrender rather than control. When you acknowledge that you do not walk alone, you open yourself to a wisdom greater than your own, to a presence that guides and strengthens you. Your mind becomes clearer, your spirit steadier, and your actions more. The way you begin determines the way you live, and when you give the first moments of your day to God, you are not just improving your morning, you are transforming your entire existence. Thank you.